Now this is a typical set of steps that I always get called to fix. Something like this. And most of the times they're just chipped on the sides and everything. And we got some holes in here. And they were worried about replacing the whole thing. But I said, nah, ain't worth it. Just patch it up and paint it. So I'm just going to show you how I patch it up. Now I always get a wire brush and I go over everything. Make sure I get everything out of there that's loose. And then I usually get the hose, wash everything out best I can. What you do is you remove all standing water. Standing water just means, fancy way of saying, get all the pools of water out of the way. Now this is the product I'm using. It's called Cementol Rapid Set. And I don't put a whole lot in. Just what I think I'm going to need. This stuff sets real quick. I say put it in a mixer. I don't recommend that. Personally, all my videos are the personal way I do it. I mix it up like this. I haven't had no problems with it this way. Now I got it kind of mixed. It's kind of wet, but this stuff goes real quick. I'm just going to be putting it in here. I'm not going to worry too much about it. So I'm going to be coming back to it. What I like to do is make sure it really gets in the cracks while it's wet. And I'm going to be coming back to it. Now this is just about 4 minutes later. And it's taking float. I got a sponge float here. You see it? I could kind of do all this with that sponge float. That's going to tell me where my high and low spots are, and I'm filling it in. See that? Put my trowel here. Flatten it out a little more. Now I got this is done about 40 minutes ago. I'm going to do the top now, but the top is good, so I'm just going to kind of fill in the bad spots. I'm making sure it's real damp and wet again so it sticks. I get my sponge float and I just sponge it in. That's going to fill in all them bad spots. Take it in your rubber glove and shove it in if you want. Like that. That don't hurt nothing. Rub it in. In some spots, if you want, just use a paintbrush and get it right in there like that. It'll go in. Sometimes you can do a whole job with the paintbrush. Depends on what you're doing. Now when you're finished with all the cement, I usually start from the top and work down. Here I had big holes, so I did it the opposite. But I usually use a sponge and just go over the whole thing. Make sure it's real nice and flat. And then when he paints the job, it'll all be nice and flat. I'm just going over it at the end. Flatten it all out, making sure there's any no low spots or high spots. That's it. Once they paint it, it's going to look like a new set of steps.